A Simply Miraculous Christmas. A Miraculous Ladybug Fanfiction narrated by Eleanor Rose. If you find the narration speed to be either too fast or too slow, you can click on the settings wheel to adjust it to your preferences. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Today is Christmas! Marvelous. Adrien woke up before his alarm and bolted out of bed, grabbing his toothbrush and plug before bouncing downstairs. He felt bad for the abrupt wake-up call he gave his friend, but December 25th only comes once a year, and he wanted to give his friends Christmas before Natalie got him up for the annual charity gala. "Okay, Plag," Adrien whispered, grabbing the bag of presents for his friends. "Claws out!" He slipped out the door and into the almost dawn Parisian night, worried that he might not get the job done before twilight turned into a sunrise. He'd mapped out the delivery plan a week ago, but now that he was out on the rooftops he was reconsidering. He planned to start with Alia, but Nino's family went to a water park for Christmas Eve, and he wasn't sure if he should drop off his present there or in his bedroom. It didn't matter in the long run, but the excitement of the 25th raced through his veins. He wanted to make his friend's Christmas simply miraculous. After successfully dropping off presents for Kim, Chloe, and Nathaniel, Cat Noir made his way to Marinette's home, taking care not to rattle the flower pots as he touched down on the roof. He didn't want to wake her up, after all. He reached for the handle to go inside and it was locked. The entrance to Marinette's room was locked. Now what? "Cataclysm," he whispered, noting to himself to come back and replace it later that day. Moments later, he was on his way down, tiptoeing into her room. He paused for a moment, listening for if she'd stirred, and then ever so carefully made his way to the computer desk to set down a present from his bag. He knew he needed to leave in order to get all the presents delivered before dawn, but something inside him distracted him long enough to look around the room, only to see a shadow cross above him. "That's strange. Did I leave the roof open?" He froze in place. Wasn't Marinette in bed? Cat Noir, pressed for a hiding place, slipped under her desk, hidden in the shadows. As long as whoever came in didn't turn on the light, he might be able to get out of here unseen. He heard footsteps quietly pat down the stairs and saw a pair of feet in front of him. They were red and... Ladybug. Ladybug stood in front of him, with no idea he was there. He heard his heartbeat drum in his ears as she picked up his gift for Marinette, wondering what her next move would be. To his surprise, he heard the tear of paper and watched the shreds fall to the floor. Ladybug was opening his present! The surprise lowered his guard, and he relaxed his body just enough to accidentally hit the chair, causing both him and his partner to freeze at the sound. Suddenly, the chair disappeared, pulled out of sight as Ladybug squatted down to see what made the noise. "Hello, my lady," he said, with no other choice but to own up to his actions. "Meowery Christmas!" "Cat!" she exclaimed. "What are you doing here?" "I'm Santa's helper this year." "Cut the jokes, kitty, and get out from under the desk. Did you do this?" Ladybug held up his half-opened gift for Marinette. Yes?
You got me there."
"Well, as long as you're here," she said, reaching into a bag resting on the table. "This is for you." His eyes widened in surprise as she held out a gift for him. He joked about an exchange before, but they never had time to talk about it after an Akuma fight.
Wait, really?
She wasn't pranking him, right? He didn't bother to hide the grin on his face as he graciously accepted the offering without the slightest idea of what was inside. Ladybug gave him a Christmas present. How spectacular! It was borderline a miracle that they ran into each other today, as he'd be tied up at the charity gala and she had her own festivities to enjoy. I hope you like it.
Wait, I have something for you too.
Cat Noir was suddenly grateful he threw his gift for Ladybug in with the rest of the presents and quickly shuffled through the bag to find it.
Here.
What is it? She asked.
You'll just have to wait and see.
Thank you, Cat.
Anytime, LB.
He shuffled out from underneath the desk and stretched his back, grateful to not be cooped up longer than needed.
I'd better get going then.
Oh, yeah, I suppose. Merry Christmas, Cat Noir.
Merry Christmas, Ladybug.
He hopped up the steps and into the night, a smile on his face and a present from the love of his life in his hand. The day had barely begun, and Cat Noir felt blessed. In his eyes, today would be a simply miraculous Christmas. Thank you so much for listening. You can listen to other Christmas-themed fanfictions by clicking on the videos here. Wherever you are, I hope you have a Merry Christmas, whether you're listening to this in 2017 or any other year during any time of the year. I'll catch you next time.